This is the all-new F-150 Lightning, and this is 10 things that we hate about the truck.
That's exactly right. Chesley, thank you so much for that. But I do have to say that this thing has been amazing. I've had this truck for over 5,300 miles so far. When you factor in all of the F-150s that I've driven, I've probably gotten close to 7,000, 8,000 miles behind the wheel of an F-150 Lightning. And I will have to say, this is the most revolutionary truck I've driven in a very, very long time. But I am super, super excited to communicate some of the things that Ford could definitely improve on this amazing truck.
Okay, so number one, and this is in no chronological order, I can't stand the fact that it does not have a camera button. So if you're in a tight spot, you're either gonna have to put the vehicle in reverse, or you're gonna have to go through the infotainment system through 8 different types of processes just to get to where you can see your camera. As you can see here, it does have the active park assist button, which I would not use nowhere near as much as I do currently in my F-150, to just go here, click here, where it's one button on my truck.
The next thing I hate about the F-150 Lightning has actually been semi-resolved by Ford Motor Company. It's called phone as a key. So the problem with the F-150 Lightning from the factory out of the box is there is no dedicated remote start button with the key fob. But since this vehicle just had its most recent over-the-air update, Ford calls it their power-up updates, now I've got phone as a key set up where I can remote start the vehicle straight from the smartphone app. But I do wish that they gave us the ability to remote start it from the key fob itself, so that way I don't have to dig out my phone app every single time. But I do have an even better smartphone hack for you. If you have an iPhone and you've got an Apple Watch, you can actually set a dedicated button here and remote start it from your watch. How stinking cool is that?
So another feature I personally can't stand about the truck is the fact that you have to go all the way to your calm screen just to be able to see what your battery's percentage is on. So you have to go all the way back, you have to go to your view, and you have to scroll all the way to wherever your calm screen is. Or in this case, his is right here, then you have to patiently wait as it displays that there is 79% battery left, instead of it just all the time being broadcasted onto the screen.
Next up, I hate the range on this thing. So this vehicle does have a stated range of 320 miles on a single charge, but the problem is that's not interstate miles. That is range that is done indoors at room temperature, going slow speed and high speed mixed combined together. The problem that I've had with this particular vehicle is just as recent as this morning. When I left for work this morning at 6:15, it was like 35 degrees outside, and we're in Alabama, and that's not that cold, okay? I get that. So with that battery showing 40% state of charge, it only had me with about 70 miles worth of range left on that particular charge. Now, obviously that's because we're in Alabama, we don't see cold weather all that often, and this is the first time this truck has ever seen anything that cold before, so it probably needed some time to adjust. And also, I don't like to be cold, so I had the heater on full blast. But I would really love it if Ford would give us the opportunity to have a 400-mile range F-150 Lightning. Now, the cool part is that there has been a couple patents been put out there where Ford is going to be able to offer an extended battery pack that may even look like a specific toolbox that you can mount into the bed of the truck, plug it up to the vehicle. If you could get 400 or 500 miles on a single charge out of this, it would revolutionize the adoption rate of EVs.
Another feature that I can't stand about the Ford Lightning is the fact that whenever you use any type of voice activation system, it turns down the fan speed on the vehicle. So if you were to text Josh Vandenberg and say that this air conditioning system is absolutely annoying, it's going to lower down the fan speed and cause it to where if it's a hot day, you know, the fan's no longer going to be blowing as good, or if it's cold, it's going to turn down that as well.
Since we're on the topic of air conditioner, I'm going to tell you one more thing that I don't like. So take a look at this. You've got this really nice dedicated max defrost button located right here. And once again, we live in Alabama where it can get 105, 110 degrees sometimes depending on, and it's very, very muggy. And then you've got a redundant button here on the screen as well. Now the good news is that if Ford is watching this video, they have the ability to update this. Why can't they give the customer the ability to customize these buttons down here at the bottom? That should be a dedicated max air conditioner button. That should be the max dedicated defrost button. Because realistically, if I'm in here and I want to turn it to max AC really quick, I have to hit this button, then I have to hit that button. I should not have to click twice just to get max air conditioning on my pickup truck.
Another feature on this truck that I can't stand is the fact that it has a independent rear suspension, where that may be good, you know, for nice, smooth driving and everything, but it limits the ability to put, you know, a suspension lift kit on it to have your typical Alabama yee-yee truck on there and to, you know, go mudding and do anything along the lines of that.
Yeet.
So, yes, it is good for comfortability and ride on the road, but it limits the availability to be able to customize the vehicle and makes it where you can only buy more expensive lift kits.
The F-150 Lightning has changed the game when it comes to charging this particular truck. This has dual onboard chargers, which allows you to charge the vehicle at 80 amps, which is unbelievable because it's like 19.2 kW on a level 2 charger. But I want to talk about the level 3 charging for just a second. This particular vehicle only allows up to 150 kW of DC level fast charging. Now, the downside to that is you've got things like the Hummer EV that's charging significantly faster than that. You've got things like the Porsche Taycan and even the Kia EV6 are all charging at rates that are significantly faster than this F-150 Lightning. The good news is that is limited electronically, and if Ford can see that you are taking good health and taking good care of the battery itself, maybe they will open it up to the customers and allow them to charge the vehicle at a faster rate.
Another thing I can't stand about the F-150 Lightning is the fact that it costs 20 grand just to upgrade to the extended range battery. You got $10,000 to go to the extended batteries, and then you have another additional 10 grand in BS options that I may not even want.
The next thing, and this is by far the most annoying thing of this F-150 Lightning, has to do with this. See, it's trained me. So the problem with the F-150 Lightning is that the seatbelt reminder in this is the most aggressive seatbelt reminder I've ever heard, and it gets a lot worse. Wait a second for the rapid fire. Bing, bang, bing, bang, bing, bang, bing, bang. That will send you to the nut house. And it does not stop there. It just keeps going until you want to punch the person who forgot to put their seatbelt on. So Ford, I get it. You're trying to make sure everybody's safe, but you need to chill out on this seatbelt reminder. And there you have it. Those are 10 things that I absolutely hate about my F-150 Lightning, but I want to reiterate that most of these things can be completely corrected and fixed by a simple over-the-air update. And I also want to remind you that this is probably one of my favorite pickup trucks that I have ever owned, and I've owned quite a few of them. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to see an awesome video where I do a tug-of-war test on this F-150 Lightning up against a Super Duty diesel with 1,000 pound-feet of torque, that link will be listed right below the like button. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and have a great day.